And now, 3 rounds of Fade the Noise, bold takes, sharp bets, and guaranteed heat. Introducing first, the hosts, Joe and Eric.
Hello and welcome back to Fade the Noise. This is episode 25. We have a conclusion to the Major League Baseball season. The Dodgers somehow managed to pull it out. I'm not going to lie, I'm not a huge baseball fan, so I tend to not watch the games. That's a lie. I don't watch any of the games. I don't like baseball. But World Series is a different story, and I decided to watch Game 7 because it was epic. You know, you have to participate. And I watched for 3 innings. Guess how those 3 innings went? And I was like, okay, I'm going to turn this off and see what happens. And honestly, things did not get significantly better, but the Dodgers grinded to the championship. That's insane to me. And sorry, I got excited about that. We've got Angel, Joe, and Aaron with us today. So we're going to talk some football, some basketball, and give you guys some insights. Hope everybody's having a good week. Finally into true fall weather. Antonio Brown just got picked up in Dubai for attempted murder. I don't have anything to say about that other than I didn't ever think I would read so many things about Antonio Brown in my lifetime. He's an interesting guy.
Yeah,
we'll
he's
see
on the
what
down and
happens.
down for sure. The down slope.
Instead of the up and up?
Yeah, the down and down. Ever since he gave up $30 million, started running around in his lawn saying whatever he was saying, like a weirdo. He's been on the down and down.
I like that.
Yeah,
Joe's an innovator.
No, but go Dodgers, go 3-peat next year. It's going to be nice. I forgot my Dodger gear, but still rocking the Dodger blue. But yeah, it was a good World Series. I wish I only watched 3 innings of it. I'd have a year back of my life because that was stressful as hell as a Dodger fan. But I don't know, Game 7, like as soon as we started getting points on the board, but we're like still trailing, maybe like around the 6th, 7th inning, I just had a feeling they were going to pull it off, which is crazy because I felt confident, way more confident than I should. Like I should have been on the down right there because it looked very bleak. Everybody was sending their messages like, well, it doesn't look good for Dodgers. And I just had hope for some reason. I felt like they were going to pull it off. And sure enough, they did. So that's great. They were actually 0-22 heading into that position, down 3 or more scores. Going into the later innings, or 0-22 this season.
Jeez.
Good Lord.
That's the game you want to win.
Yeah.
That's
Three
so
World
funny.
Series.
When
3
it
World
counts.
Series in 6 years. First back-to-back champion in 25 years.
Yeah.
I don't know
We
when
heard
the-
it all.
I don't know when
man.
the first trifecta champion was, but it's looking good for them next year. That's all I
Rangers
know.
fans are the B team, but
Yeah.
you guys
And
remember the thing we saw? Will Smith has been on every single World Series championship team
They
for the
better
last
sign
6
him.
years.
Is that a different guy? Because you could see the meme going around, and it's a different guy in a couple of those pictures. And then you read the comments, and literally, I've never seen anything like it. Half the comments, they're all serious comments. Half the comments miss that it's a different guy, and they're like, "Oh, that's crazy, doing what you're doing now, Eric." The other half is over there telling them it's a different guy, and it's like the two sides don't meet at all with that meme. So if you see that meme floating around, it clearly looks like 2 different guys, and it's not Will Smith winning every single World Series.
All right,
for the
I
last
only
6
know
years.
one Will Smith. I don't know what I'm being accused of, but the Will Smith that I think of is the
The catcher.
one that slapped a guy on stage.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Saying, look at the pictures. Look at the pictures of
Yeah. You
it's
find
not the
that,
same
too.
guy, and also yeah.
Yeah, it's the most generic name that surprisingly is not that common. Cool. So let's dive into the lineup we got for this weekend. It's going to be a good one. We're going to start things off with UFC. We've got Bonfim versus Brown. Joe, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, so Bonfim versus Brown. This is going to be a great fight. It's the main event of a free card this weekend, which we will be betting on. So it's going to be good. Randy Brown, tall, lanky, very good, very experienced, underrated in my opinion. He's taken on 18-1 Gabriel Bonfim, who's just a beast as well. He's not as experienced, but he puts in the work to have enough experience to be on Randy Brown's level. That's for sure. Bonfim 6'1", Brown 6'3". But Brown, he really has a reach out advantage on Bonfim. His his legs and his arms are just lanky. He should be able to use his length and try to like go around the cage while Bonfim's pressuring him because he is going to try to push him against the cage. Bonfim's strategy will be to get in his face, get in his chest, get him down, and try to get that submission or just be heavy on him all fight and grind him out that way. So Brown's looking to just keep the space, keep the angles, and it's going to be good. Bonfim has 3 straight wins since his loss against Dalby, but Brown actually came into this fight with a knockout win over Dalby. So the guy Bonfim lost against just got knocked out by Brown. So this should be good. MMA math doesn't always work. I'm not sure, Eric, if you could pull up the line for Bonfim and Randy Brown, but if Randy Brown is an underdog in this fight, there's going to be huge value there. I'm really
Randy
Oh
Brown
my
is plus
God.
155 from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, and
I like that.
UFC.com doesn't have shit. It says
Minus
NA for
185
all the odds.
for Gabriel Bonfim.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so honestly, in this fight, I like Brown. He's very good, like I just said. Bonfim is good, 18-1, but he lost against Dalby, and that was his 3 fights ago. Randy Brown just knocked Dalby out in the first round. So, and he's the underdog. It's just there's so many reasons why I think I think the odds should be reversed. I think I think Brown has a lot of value right now purely off of Bonfim's 3-fight win streak and overall 18-1 record. That's why the odds are set that way. Loving Brown in this spot. We're going to have a bunch of plays in VIP with something like this when you're very, very bullish on a underdog like Brown that's plus 155. You're going to want to look at props because the props are going to make those plus 155s odds just go up a bunch because he's already the underdog. Definitely looking at maybe a Randy Brown decision here. That probably would hover around plus 600, 700, 500, something like that. But we'll get into it in VIP and we'll really narrow it down and have a good card for this fight. Very excited.
His name is Rude Boy.
Randy Rude Boy Brown. Rude Boy's his nickname.
I can dig it.
Not everyone can be a winner. That's
He
nuts.
is. He's good.
No, everything you said fight wise, I'm talking about name wise.
Randy?
Yeah, I don't even know what Bonfim's name means, but it's better than Rude Boy.
All right. Well, you don't like his nickname. I mean, tell him that when you see him, okay? Keep that
Don't
same
start
energy.
that. I
Keep
also
that same
said
energy.
Rosas is the ugliest guy I've ever seen in my
Right.
life. And I think, well, I'm not going to keep talking in case anyone ever sees this and I get punched in the face.
It's gonna.
You control your image. Don't call yourself Rude Boy.
I'm definitely liking Randy Brown in this matchup as well. Like you said, got a 5-round showdown. I think some title implications may be in play for whoever wins this fight, early 2026 and beyond. Bonfim is favorited to win. Some would say he might even submit Randy, but I don't think Randy's gonna let him take him to the ground. Like Joe said, he's coming off a knockout victory, and if Bonfim gets too close, he might feel Randy's power, and I think that's going to play a major factor in this fight. But I think if I had to go with the side, I'm also liking Randy Brown.
There we go. There we have it.
Interesting.
Another double pick on the UFC. What is this? 4 or 5? For you, those of you guys that don't know, me and Angel haven't lost a pick when we team up on UFC. So take that to the bank, Randy Brown.
Let's go.
I was going to go off the top of my head. I don't know if you guys want to be Jangel or Joe Perez, but I will say, y'all, what? I'm just literally looking at what I see.
If you want to combine a name, Ain Joe, okay?
Boom.
Ain Joe.
There we go.
You know what?
Perfect.
I give up. You won that
There you
one.
go.
And I like it. I like it. And Randy Brown's plus 1,600 by sub too. I can already kind of see how things are going to go with this one.
That sub, I mean, honestly, I think Randy Brown has the big of a chance to sub Bonfim. Man, maybe not, but still, I think that plus 1,600 is nice. I would do any finish if you're going to go that route, but I don't know. I'm seeing a decision maybe.
Yeah. Sometimes, we've talked about this before. Value is the most important thing when we're talking about UFC angles. Even if it's not the most likely outcome, you have to bet on what gives you the most value.
Yeah, especially if you do think the most likely outcome is the best value. That's what I'm talking about when I say that's the best. Start looking at props at that point, because definitely put your core money on the value, the money line, but then sprinkle a little on some props, because yeah, him decision plus whatever 600 or whatever, it's gonna be nice for sure.
This is one of the ones. Join VIP, even if it's a trial.
Yeah,
Be in the
but
Discord.
if we're going the props route, definitely want to hedge. So if you want to hedge Bonfim like submission and there's good plus money there, go for it. But sometimes these lines are overblown and even the props are juiced up. But with the minus 180 money line, I don't think that will be the case. I think the sub may be around plus 200. So you definitely throw a little half unit hedge on there if you got a lot on Brown.
Absolutely. Cool. Thank you guys. Appreciate that. We're going to talk NBA really quick before we dive into NFL. So, NBA wise, we're looking at Warriors at Nuggets. So, Nuggets are massive favorites at home. Who was it that was talking earlier when we were chatting about the players that were out? Angel or Aaron?
Sir, we do have a couple players. One to look at is our superstar, Steph Curry, out with illness tonight. He did help the Warriors beat the Nuggets last game, putting up 42 points. So that is a major hit to their offense. But they're going to have to look to other people. Jimmy Butler did miss Wednesday's game due to back spasms, and he's looking very questionable for today's game. So that is something to look at. Draymond Green is playing with a rib contusion, and he's probable to play. So they're not missing too many, but they're definitely missing. The Nuggets are at home, heavily favored, of course, to win by 10 points. They got a 4-game home winning streak right now, and they are 9-1 against the Nuggets since 2022. The Nuggets are 9-1 against the Warriors since 2022. So yeah, it's not looking too good for them. The Warriors, they need someone to carry the offensive load. He's not going to be there. Is it going to be Jonathan Kuminga? Is it going to be Will Richard? We don't know. Brandon Podziemski, but I think it might be Moses Moody. He's been quite on a roll lately, even with Curry in. So I think he's a good player to look at for betting on if you need someone to bet on. Nikola Jokic, he's on the Nuggets. He's had about 5 triple doubles in 7 games this season. He's the best player in the NBA. I think everyone knows that. Yeah, he's gonna probably have another triple double. I don't know if Warriors get blown out. I don't know if maybe the Warriors show out. I do know that Aaron Gordon exploded for 50 points the last time the two teams met. So look for him to score some points. Yeah, after the Warriors started 4-2, they've dropped 3 of their last 4 games, and it's not looking too good for them tonight, but if I had to lean aside, I'm gonna go with Nuggets.
Nuggets spread or money line?
Whatever you want, Nuggets. But I like
Just
money line.
side you think the
Yeah,
Nuggets will win.
for sure.
That's totally fair, and that's 10 points is a really rough spread anyway.
You better grab
Yeah.
it before it gets to 11.
No Butler, no Curry. It just sounds like a losing combo for the Warriors. But you never
Yeah,
know.
and apparently
Sometimes adversity reveals character, and if the Warriors want to prove that they're serious, they'll win on the road without their best player.
Did you say Draymond's questionable with a rib contusion?
Draymond Green is playing probable with the rib contusion. He missed
That's
on game.
not
He
a
missed
probable
Wednesday's.
thing, though.
Yeah, but for him, he's playing through it, is what they say. He missed Wednesday's game, but he's saying he's
mean-
playing this game.
That's fair. I feel it. I threw my back out like Jimmy Butler.
Oof.
I think I was
He doesn't like to
29, and
play
I was
without stuff though.
putting my pants on, and my back went out. And so Jimmy Butler and I are basically the same.
Yeah, I hate when that happens.
Joe's face. I love that. Aaron, what do you got? Anything to add on to what Angel said?
I kind of got a feeling that Draymond doesn't even play. People are gonna bet the Warriors, and the money's gonna be there a little bit, and he's not gonna play again. Maybe. I mean, I don't really speak on that as much as just I haven't dove into NBA much this year, but just looking at that game alone with all the injuries, you got MPJ, Aaron Gordon, Jokic, Murray, everybody healthy on the Nuggets. They're 0-6 on their last 6 road games. I mean, everything you look at just in a 20 minute span, it's like, holy shit, I should just take the Nuggets to roll. I didn't, but yeah, I didn't really have much. It just looks like the Warriors can beat the Nuggets.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. I mean,
we'll have to wait and
I
see.
agree.
Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, I agree. You guys already covered it. You know, it doesn't look very good for the Warriors, but that's why in VIP I released a parlay with with the Nuggets on alternate spread. I think it was -6.5. Just because I don't, it's still an NBA team. Things could happen. I don't 100% trust that double digit spread, but definitely a solid money line or alternate spread parlay piece. So that's what we got cooking up in VIP. I'll leave the other leg out because it is exclusive, but no Steph, Draymond probable, not even at 100%, which means, Draymond's not 100%. Jimmy Butler questionable. Holmes been out. Pretty much the Nuggets are pretty healthy. So I like Ball Arena. I think the first half is a very big variance there. I have a big angle for that, and we're gonna have to wait until the best bet section. But I like the first half edges in this game. If I'm gonna have to say anything right here, all the first half edges are real. Denver's pace is controlled, but they opened very clean and efficient at home. The market has nudged towards Denver and away from the full game total compared to the opener. So definitely not touching anything full game here, except for that parlay piece I told you about. And as a standalone bet, there's something I like better that I'll get to later. With no Steph, Warriors lean dribble drive from Wiggins and Kuminga, and short clock. Denver, they can stay home on shooters. They shoot all day. They have top lock, pull type actions. Yeah, I think the team total under and field goal field goal range under are kind of a good bet here. But yeah, it's definitely one strong angle I like on this game. It's kind of hard to not give it away, so we'll just keep it for the best bet.
Totally fair. I completely understand. Awesome. Thanks, guys. All right. We're going to move into NFL. I will never change my tune that this season has been absolutely wild. We're going to kick things off with Falcons at Colts. So 2 weeks ago, I may have said something different. Since then, the Falcons are dead to me. Bijan's dead to me, despite his previous Texas residency. Colts are -310 for good reason. They're playing at home. I hate the Falcons. The total's set at 48.5. And so I looked and I don't know why, but this is a weird indicator for me. I did a little teaser, Colts -2.5, under 57.5. So fairly high total, hitting under that, and then Colts by a field goal, -136. I feel like those are good odds. Without getting into player props and performance and everything, just at first glance, the odds are what they are for a reason, and Colts are favored pretty heavily. So let's kick this thing off with Joe.
Yeah, so Falcons versus Colts. Falcons been ass lately. And Daniel Jones hasn't been ass, so he's having a pretty good season. I think what are Colts? What, 7-2 now?
Correct.
8-2, 7-2. Yeah.
Yep.
Tied for the
Gotta be.
best record in the league with the Broncos. And I think the Colts are more real than the Broncos. So liking the Colts. Colts have really protected Jones well under pressure this year. The team notes highlight a 106.5 passer rating under pressure, which is just phenomenal, especially for Jones or the expectations we had of Jones coming in. The Colts did their research and they might have found something based off of the Giants just being ass. Saquon goes to the Eagles and wins a Super Bowl. Daniel Jones goes to the Colts, becomes a Super Bowl contender. We'll start there, I guess, when we do our analysis on what players to get. We'll start with the Giants, but the Cowboys won't do that, I guess, because we don't like to make good moves. Sorry, I ran over. They got indirectly in my crossfire here, but Daniel Jones, Atlanta's offense, they've kind of skewed under in the majority of recent games. Like they've undershot their score that they should have got, whether it be total game or team totals. Falcons have hit 11 unders and out of the last 19. It is an international game, so what do I always say? Might be a little groggy, jet lagged, just not at 100%. So they might have a slow start, which leads to the under, especially in the first half. Always love betting the unders in the first half. as long as it's not too potent offenses with mediocre defenses or average defenses. So yeah, on this game, uh definitely want the first half under on this game. That's my best angle. Loving it. And if I had to have like a secondary lean, definitely the Colts spread. I could think they cover that -3.5. Love that line. And if you want to cover yourself, just by the hook. But loving the Colts. And sorry, both of these are for first half. So Colts -3.5 first half or first half under for this game.
Yeah. Ba 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 ba. Me too.
Yep. I'm loving it.
I can't believe I just did that during a recording, but I did. So awesome.
That's marketing, though. We all know what you mean. We all know what you mean.
It's in everyone's head, regardless of your era or anything. It was everywhere.
Yeah. Or the fact they stopped playing those commercials like 10 years ago and it's still in our head.
That's a fact. Just like I haven't won Monopoly in the last 30-something years. It's devastating. Monopoly with McDonald's, not in general. We're gonna go to Angel next. Angel, what do you got?
Yeah, like Joe said, international game. It's going to be at Olympic Stadium in Berlin, Germany. So it's going to be a good game for the fans, hopefully. Hopefully not a blowout, but you never know. Daniel Jones is coming off what some would say his first bad game of the season. It was against the Steelers defense, who's kind of finding their form. He had about 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, 2 fumbles, and was sacked 5 times. I think that's going to happen this game. The Falcons defense is not as good as the Steelers defense. The Falcons defense allows the fewest passing yards in the NFL, but they allow more rushing yards per game than the league average. I do think Daniel Jones throws for over 250 yards in this game, so I think he's going to exploit them. In the last game for the Falcons, Michael Penix had 3 touchdowns, setting a new career high for himself. 3 of those touchdowns going to Drake London, who I think is going to play a very big part in this game with the Colts. I think that if the Falcons want to keep it close, they need Bijan Robinson to show out. After rushing for 170 yards in week 6, he has yet to pass 50 rush yards in his last 3 games, and that is not going to help the Falcons in any way. But then again, the Falcons do end up playing from behind a lot of the time, so it's kind of hard to blame him. But they need to establish the run. Jonathan Taylor, who's been unstoppable, leads the NFL with 895 yards, even after his recent 45-yard day. Like I said, it was against the Steelers, and I think he's probably going to go for 100 this game. The Colts, they did just pull off a very surprising blockbuster trade. They did trade for All-Pro Sauce Gardner from the Jets. They traded 2 first-round picks and a wide receiver for him, which was a very great trade. The Colts defense now is much stronger than they were, and I think this helps them become Super Bowl contenders. The Colts are the number 1 seed in the AFC, and they have a league best 32.2 points per game, only behind the Bills for most total yards per game. The Falcons are one of the most inconsistent football teams, so I don't know which Falcons we're going to see, but maybe they play better international. But I think I'm going to go Colts money line and the spread.
Great. Totally reasonable lean. I completely understand. I was looking up defensive rankings because I don't know why, but in my head, I thought of the Colts defense as extremely solid. Their pass defense is
26,
up until
right?
the trade, and yeah,
Yeah, it's about to jump to like
yeah,
16th,
exactly.
10th. They're making moves. They're smart.
Yeah, there's 15 yards between them and the Cowboys, and enough
Not good.
said. They're number 4 on rushing, so I guess that's why I think of them that way. Schedule might play a factor, but I don't want to get yelled at. I just saw Mike Vrabel went off on some radio guy for suggesting that strength of schedule is a factor, and it's a guy I'm not going to piss off. So we're going to go over to Aaron for this game and move on to the next one after. So Aaron, anything to add on to what Joe and Angel said?
I'm on Falcons Island. It's in Germany. It's a running backs game. It's always kind of like, it's early for us. I don't know what time it is over there, honestly, but it's gonna be kind of wet out there with humid weather. It's 38 degrees or something when they play. It's cold and wet football. Jonathan Taylor, Bijan. The Colts don't have 3 defensive linemen. One of them didn't even travel, and he's a D tackle. He's an inside lineman, and the Colts are like 0-2 in these games out there or something in Europe. Like I said, it's a random Europe game, but Bijan is like, the Falcons lost 3 games straight now, and now they're finally maybe get a win in a foreign place when the Colts are like, when are they gonna regress? They're not that good. They're not just fucking Daniel Jones is fucking amazing. We're gonna march into the fucking Super Bowl where we gotta suck eventually. I think it's a good spot for
The
them to
Colts
suck.
do? You're saying
Yeah.
the Colts have to suck?
I mean, regress.
That's what they're
not lose.
hoping. That's what all the opponents of the Eagles, when Nick Foles was heading them into the Super Bowl, was hoping.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know, man. Regression?
Bijan is like. So if the Bijan doesn't rush for like, I don't know, like 70 yards or 75 yards, then the Falcons lose the game. They're like 0-5 or something when that happens. And
But he keeps not doing that.
yeah, but he's Bijan. And it's gonna be a running backs game here, and he's gonna get the ball 28 fucking times, and he's gonna run
Good
it.
point.
And I mean, they might only score 18 points apiece, and then somebody wins the game. But I think
Yeah.
maybe Sauce Gardner can't guard after jet lag. I mean,
Well, we'll see. There's going to be a really quick turnaround after the trades and
when
all.
everybody's
and
on
I
the
think
Colts, man. When everybody's on the Colts in the NFL, I just hop to the other side. What do you got to lose?
that's totally fair. The odds are there. We're gonna see next week how that pans out. For now, we're gonna dive into the next matchup real quick. We got 49ers at Rams. So this game, the odds and numbers were a little surprising to me. Rams are minus 230 favorites for an away game. That's not the surprising part. Totals at almost 50 points, and I was looking at my little teaser formula that I mentioned before. Rams minus 6.5 is plus 118. The 49ers are not performing well. They're not. And the Rams, I think, are low key. It feels like what year was it? 2020, 2021. Whenever they went to the Super Bowl last, they were like quietly great. It was just one of those things. You have a balanced team, you have a great coach, favorable matchups, timing works out. It's huge factors when it comes to postseason success. And so I don't know. I think the odds are a little skewed, and we're going to see what happens. Sometimes I'm wrong, and we're going to kick off this analysis with Angel.
Yeah, 49ers 6-3 against the Rams 6-2. I believe the Rams are coming off a bye week. This is a key NFC West showdown. Matthew Stafford is pretty good. 17 years now. Over his last 2 games, he's tossed 9 touchdowns, no interceptions. 5 of those touchdowns going to Devontae Adams. Stafford leads the league with 21 passing touchdowns.
Yes, sir.
I think that we're going to be seeing Mac Jones play for the Niners, our quarterback, this weekend, but Brock Purdy is questionable with his toe injury. He did have a limited practice today or on Thursday, which is yesterday, and I don't think they want him being at like not full health, you know what I mean? So I think maybe they give him another week to get in those full practices, because why rush him back when Mac Jones is doing the job? So yeah, I think we're going to see Mac Jones. Mac Jones, 235 yards and 2 touchdowns in his last game. That was after not throwing a touchdown in 2 straight games. I think that he's going to have to throw for some touchdowns in this game to win, because if he doesn't, the Rams are going to win. The 49ers did beat the Rams week 5. That was with Mac Jones at quarterback. So I think the Rams are looking for a little bit of revenge. Mac Jones did have a great game. He had 342 yards and 2 touchdowns in an overtime win. So I'm not too sure which Mac Jones we see, but if we see that one, we're going to be in for a good one. Puka Nacua, dealing with a rib injury, had to leave the game early last week, but now that made me realize the Rams did not have a bye week last week. So Puka Nacua left the game early, but he did have a full practice on Thursday, and that means he's ready to go. No probable tag on him. He is 4th in the league with 711 receiving yards, and I think that he's gonna probably go for 100. I think there's some probable tags on Torrey Horton and Cooper Kupp in the wide receiver room, so they might lean on him a little more. AJ Barner could be in for some targets. The Rams defense has allowed 20 points per game on their current 3-game win streak, and I think if their defense holds the 49ers, and that is a tough ask, especially if the 49ers having one of the best running backs ever. Christian McCaffrey is just amazing. He had 28 rushes last game, 106 yards.
You're good.
CMC, yeah. He has at least 107 scrimmage yards in all but 1 game this season. I think he's gonna be a very heavy part in this game, and they're gonna need to rely on him and George Kittle, of course. They still got some injuries with, a couple of their receivers. But yeah, I don't know. I think the Rams are gonna win this game, and yeah, that's what I got.
Okay, let's go Joe after Angel, and then Aaron, I'll start with you for the final game. So, Joe, what do you got?
Yeah, Angel already broke this down pretty well. Yeah, we don't know if like Mac's starting versus Purdy. We assume Mac is, but they are always saying the same. Oh, he's getting closer. He's getting closer. It kind of makes me feel like he's just going to start one day, and we're not going to know until day of.
Fair.
But I mean, I would. Why would I want to give out as much information as I could to competitors? I would just be discreet and then do it when we're ready to do it. But that's why we're seeing the line, kind of open and be a little more volatile than usual. There's a lot of uncertainty with that. But this game honestly just comes down to the defense to me. It's not. It's like less Shanahan versus McVay and more who's actually dressed. If San Francisco still has their defense problems, the secondary shorthand, the linebacker shorthanded, Rams middle of the field and intermediate crossers get a boost. So look out for that. Look out for those schemes. For this though, I'm liking the Rams team total to go over with the 49ers defense being a little banged up. Yeah, especially if San Francisco's defense continues just to not play, and it will be more of like not a game time decision, but just watch it, make sure that their Niners defense is depleted, and if they are, especially if Purdy sits, then I am loving that team total for the Rams, which should sit around 20.5 points right now. So that's the angle I like for this game.
That's a really great angle. I love that. I so rarely look at team totals, and whenever you guys point it out, I'm always like, that's right, I forget. And some books let you do alternate team totals too. So
Yeah.
always a great spot. We'll see what happens. I have a feeling before and after Rams 49ers games, like the coaches are sitting in a room together, just, shooting the breeze and drinking billion-dollar whiskey. I don't know what rich people do, but you get my point. They're close friends. I'm sure they still are too. Aaron, let's go to you. Anything to wrap up on 49ers Rams? And then whenever you're ready, go ahead and dive into Eagles and Packers.
I like the Rams too. I think it's more that they're like better than my Texans now. Come on, but the Rams are damn good at defense. Excuse me. I mean, they're holding it down. They're just, why would you not back the Rams? I think 49ers are terrible. That's all. I'm not gonna ever believe in them. I don't like to believe. Like I said, we were talking about earlier before the video started. I like to take them in those spots like they're obviously supposed to win, but that's it. 16 touchdowns and no interceptions the last 5 games for Matt Stafford. Like 15 or 1,800 passing yards or something. The dude is awesome. He's averaging like, I forget what it was, like my 120 or 112 pass rating, or I mean, you can't break them right now. And I think that last game they played, 49ers scored 6 points in the second half and won that game with the field goal in overtime. That's all. They had a little over 2 more yards rushing the ball. I think they had 7.1 yards or something on the ground that game per carry, or 7.1 yards per play. Or, I mean, it's just clear to me, kind of Rams spot. I found a 4.5 minus 109, and I just kind of unloaded on it, and I think they're gonna win by more than 7, more than 8. I would kind of advertise the Rams up until 6.5 safely, but I don't think it's a let off the gas spot for them when they play the 49ers. And they fumbled twice in that game. Kyron and Stafford both fumbled. It was a shit game for them. I mean,
They won a game that way for sure.
also, since 2003, at this price, with 3.5 open or whatever it was, the home dogs win in less than 35% of the time. And at 4.5 or larger, 28.6% of the time straight up, they'll win the game. I think the 49ers are terrible, and I like the numbers. I like what I read. I like the Rams. Maybe Devontae. I have to find some player props to play this game by the time it starts.
He's got the hot hand, man. He's going to keep delivering to him. And by the way, what you said before was spot on. I looked it up and it said Stafford was like minus 113, I think, passer rating average this season.
Yeah, just a cool average. Just
Absolutely.
nothing.
Cool. Thank you very much. You want to give us your take on Eagles and Packers? Packers slight favorites at home, so essentially home field advantage aside, it's a pick 'em. Packers lost Tucker Kraft. Eagles made a ton of trades at the deadline. So, what do you think?
I really thought the Packers were going to get Hawkinson, man. I thought that was going to be a
No.
thing, but it didn't happen.
Enemies.
I mean, no, they just figure it out with their tight end system. It's not the only one. He's just the greatest one they have. But I didn't really have a whole lot on this game. I just kind of got more into this rabbit hole on Sirianni off of bye week. That the Eagles average like 380 plus yards after they have rest time in these games. And last time they went on a bye week, they went 10-0, won the Super Bowl. I mean, it's makes me want to bet Philly so bad that it's like, man, I want to bet Green Bay.
Control yourself. The Eagles suck, and so does Philly.
Green Bay's 0-2 at home when Kraft isn't involved in the offense.
Oof.
That's a wild stat, but still, Philly sucks.
And then short favorites after losing when favored by more than 7 points, just 36% against the spread. They're 19-34. I mean, it's like everything is like so Eagles for me that I gotta find somewhere to find Green Bay or something's not right.
I see that. Yeah, might be a game to look at props instead of lines. It's a tough matchup. And keeping an eye on our time here, I'm gonna move on to Angel next. Angel, what's your outlook on this game?
Yeah. So the Eagles, who are coming off a bye week, they do got some fresh legs. I think that the Eagles have a good chance at keeping this game close, maybe even winning. Not only did the Packers lose Tucker Kraft last week, but they also lost to the Carolina Panthers. I thought maybe that the Packers were like just destined to be great, but then I guess Panthers exploited some of their weaknesses. I mean, I don't know. Green Bay's defense allows the fifth lowest yards per game, but they also have a player that can give them the second most quarterback pressures named Micah Parsons. He is going to be on the run. He's going to be looking for Jalen Hurts, and I'm sure he still doesn't like Jalen Hurts. Not only because he's not on the Cowboys, but because he's on the Packers. Good luck, Jalen Hurts. The Eagles, they rediscovered their running game 2 weeks ago. They finally got Barkley the ball some more, and they just upgraded their pass rusher room. They just traded for Jaleen Phillips. Sorry if I butchered your name, but they should be getting Cam Jurgens and AJ Brown back on offense this week as well. A lot of people thought AJ Brown might be one of the trade candidates, but nope. He's there to stay, and he's definitely going to be a good weapon for Jalen Hurts. I think just last week was just, maybe something the Packers needed to get out of their system, and I think maybe they start putting a couple wins together. And yeah, I don't like the Eagles, and I don't like the Packers even more. We all have our reasons, but I think that if the Packers want to win this game, Love is going to have to play efficiently. He's played efficiently this season. He's very good taking, the reins from Aaron Rodgers. He's learned from the best, and I think that I think we're going to see a lot of runs from Josh Jacobs, and I'm not sure if it's going to be a running back battle, a quarterback battle, but it's going to be an all-team battle. Tucker Kraft, he did lead the team in receiving yards and receiving touchdowns, so they're going to need find the next man up. Some say it could be Luke Musgrave. I think it might be someone else, but I think they're gonna find someone, and yeah, let's go Packers.
You don't even know what to say. You're like, I hate everything that's gonna possibly come out of my mouth.
Who chose this game? Just kidding.
You reminded me of a couple of things that I'll address it after Joe goes. Joe, what do you got to add for us?
Yeah, so it's basically a vibe check in the trenches here. It's going to be one. It's going to be muddy. It's going to be mashy. Unless it's the Packers having it their way, then it'll be like spread out, zippy, quick with it. It's basically who wants to win their game. Philly wants to run downhill runs, RPO window dressing. They want the quarterback to keep third on short. They want to make it a shoving match, kind of try to bully them. But Green Bay wants quick outs, motions, yards after carry. So it's just a battle of two different styles right here. Both do it very well. If Eagles are winning, you'll see a lot of 2nd and 5 all night. Pile pushes, tush pushes, goal line at the goal line. Linebackers stuck in RPO hell. But if the Packers have their way, you'll see a lot of Rodgers era vibes without Rodgers. catch, turn, run, ball out in under 2.5 seconds, pass rush, whiffing air, all that. It's gonna be honestly, I think a game that whoever implements their style, that's the type of game you're gonna get. If Green Bay hits 5 quick, easy throws in the first quarter, do the Packers live money line or a small spread. But if you see Philly convert 2 early sneaks or lives in second and short, do the Eagles full game. For this, it's definitely one that you need to be dynamic on, and I'm going to be live betting this match.
Do not sleep if Joe is live betting. I cannot stress that enough. It has infuriated me over the years as his close friend that seems to be a magnet for losing bets. But Joe will be like, oh, well, I did this, this, and this, and it came out great. So just
A lifesaver.
anything he says while the games are going on, pay attention and tail. If you're not in the Discord, get in there. After Angel went, I went back and looked at some of the Packers stuff, and honestly, someone's got to step up. Like, I know Romeo Dobbs is good, but he's not. He's kind of like Cortland Sutton. He gets a lot of wide receiver one numbers, but I don't know how much I consider him to be wide receiver one. And I feel like Jordan Love can pass the ball, but for some reason it never feels like their first option. They rushed Josh
Yeah.
Jacobs 17 times against the Panthers, and it just, he got his touchdown. He's averaging great yards, but they lost the game. Like, clearly you're not doing what you need to do. So this is going to be a revealing game against the Eagles, especially with their upgraded personnel, though. Shockingly, I've never played in the NFL, so I don't know how long it takes guys to get acclimated to new teams and playbooks.
Yeah, I know. I know that they hyped up Matthew Golden a lot, and they drafted him very high from where they usually draft wide receivers for the Packers. So I think with Tucker Kraft down, he's maybe going to receive some more targets for everyone, because I don't think Luke Musgrave is going to produce what Tucker Kraft did.
Mm-mm.
One thing I got is that the X factor in this game is going to be which pass rush prevails. Jordan Love has only been sacked not three. Yeah, that surprised me again. He's only been sacked 3 times this season. Third
Triple
fewest in the
take.
third fewest in the NFL. Yeah, I don't know, man. You can't pressure him. He just has he can get it out of his hands. He's smart. He throws it. They run it like you said a lot. And yeah, whichever quarterback gets pressured more has to make faster decisions. Might be a one in the chopping block. We'll see what happens.
I
Yeah.
like that. And I also left out, I think I like the QB rush attempts today, or not today, for this game. Like in a tight game that we're expecting like this, coaches trust legs on third and short plus red zone with these quarterbacks. Yeah, I'm loving the rush attempts over.
That's true.
Get it.
Yeah,
Then my last thing
really
was
good point.
in the last 9 games off the bye week for the Eagles, they're 7-2 to the under also. It's just kind of games they just get really fired up, come out for. So maybe they're both fired up, because I'd be fired up after that Carolina shit if I was Green Bay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, I thought Dallas would feel the same way, but not everyone can do what they want. So
Like maybe it's actually like a great trenchy game we get to watch both teams kind of slowly prevail.
yeah, primetime games are weird. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens. Monday nights, Thursday nights, they get really weird. Cool. Well, I'm gonna go on in and start the lock it in segment. So I'm gonna go clockwise and start things with Joe. Joe, what do you have for lock it in?
So for lock it in today, I have 3 best bets. We'll start with the NBA best bet. Nuggets first half -5.5. Love this. Altitude plus home execution. Steph Curry's out. Draymond probable. Even what he is going to be in, he's not going to be at his full peak Draymondness. So there's a big early creation gap there. Denver's first half angle here avoids backdoor variance late. So definitely loving this first half -5.5 when they play at their best. Best bet number 2, let's go over the NFL. Eagles. I'm actually loving the Eagles in this game. I know the market's giving Green Bay a small favorite at Lambeau, but Philly off a bye, like Eric mentioned, or not Eric, but one of you guys mentioned.
Aaron.
Philly off a bye, won the Super Bowl 10 games in a row. Sirianni's 4-0 off a bye week as well. And, they're getting healthier at wide receiver. I'm just liking the Eagles here. Green Bay, I picked them to win the whole Super Bowl. Was looking good for a few weeks and fell off now. That just boosts my confidence even more. Packers aren't playing how I think they should play. And let's go to best bet 3. Love the other 2 bets a little more, but this is still a best bet. Falcons Colts, first half under 24.5. Early window Berlin kickoff, jet lag, all that. The whole travel script tendencies point to a lower variance the first half. Full game total sits at 48.5 with the Colts minus 6.5. I want the first half under at 24.5 or better rather than the full game under to isolate the travel and tempo effect that occurs in the first half. So those are my 3 best bets. Lock them in.
Awesome. I love it, really. And for number 2, clockwise, Aaron, what are your lock it in picks?
I think I got 3 also. Tonight in college football, I think UCF is winning that game. I love that game. I love the spot for them. I got a plus 106 before we started. It's plus 103. Or you can get a plus 1 if you
College
really
action.
think that's useful. Yeah. UCF wins tonight in college football. And then the same in college basketball. I think Texas Tech is smacking Sam Houston around today. They got everybody in town ready for the football game tomorrow. It's going to be loud. They're all in their black and red pinstripe overalls. It's going to be crazy. Yeah, I love Texas Tech, but it's minus 27 though. So do what you want with that. And then same with the Tar Heels in basketball. They're like a minus 140 when we started, but it's a big game versus Kansas State. I just think that I like to just bet coaches in college basketball, not so much look at who's playing and who's healthy and who's. I mean, this is a big get up spot for a coach. Kansas just won a game. Now we're home in North Carolina. I think it's North Carolina money line spot. Really, I think it's minus 2.5. I didn't really want to play with the points, but Kansas State can be a little heartbreakish, so I just like them to win. But yeah, a lot of college for me this week.
Great. Honestly, refreshing perspective is something we don't talk about that much. Thank you. Really appreciate that. And gonna head on over to Angel. What are we locking in for you?
But yeah, we got a couple bets for you.
Wait, did Aaron only have one lock it in, or
I thought he was done. I'm
No,
sorry.
Texas Tech minus
Get it, bro.
27, UCF money line, and North Carolina to win.
So
my fault?
we
You can
got-
go, Angel.
Thank you, sir. Thanks, host. Here we go. My first bet is going to be one for this international game that we just talked about. So this guy named Drake London, he caught 3 touchdowns last week, and I think he's going to catch one touchdown this week. We don't even need 3. We don't need 2. We just need 1. Plus 145 to cash. If you don't like that, I even will take his receiving yards. I think it's like 69, 70, somewhere around there. The game script is looking like the Falcons are going to be playing from behind, which means passing the ball to Drake London. So I have that one. My second NFL bet is Puka Nacua over 91.5 receiving yards. We all know he's very good. He's top 90 receiving yards in 5 of his 8 games. Even with a bye week and a missed game, he's still 4th in the league at 711 receiving yards. So look for him to get a couple catches, maybe even be a first half hit. Who knows? My third bet is going to be Packers-Eagles game. So the Eagles are coming off a bye week, and I have Saquon Barkley over 13.5 receiving yards. He's one of the more elite pass-catching running backs, and he averages around 19. We only need about 14. So look for him to be a funnel for Jalen Hurts to go to in case he's being blitzed by Micah Parsons, which will be happening. You can bet on that. And my last bet, NBA, we're going. His name is Cooper Flagg. Some of you might know him. Number 1 pick in the NBA. Yeah, the Mavericks offense, which he is on, is historically bad right now. They literally have the worst defensive rating in NBA history. D'Angelo Russell was inserted into the starting lineup in place of Klay Thompson, so that makes him a point guard 1, and that made Cooper Flagg go into the scoring role for them. And that led to a career-high 19 field goal attempts. So I think he's in a scoring role now. And with Anthony Davis still out, I believe that Cooper Flagg will have over 17.5 points, especially against the Memphis Grizzlies, who rank in the bottom 10. So let's go Cooper Flagg.
That just brought so many things to mind because I haven't been fantasy basketball. It's my first season doing it, and I'm like,
Same.
you're
got him about
struggling.
2
But
leagues.
to be fair, basketball is very, very different. He's a rookie.
Super
Give
long.
him some time. Anthony Davis. I didn't know about the Klay Thompson being removed from the starting lineup thing.
Yeah,
so-
when you start shooting backwards, you kind of go to the bench. I don't know if you've seen the video, but one of his 3-point shots went backwards. I don't know how you do that. No one touched him, but yeah,
I
to the
gotta
bench
see
he
that.
goes. Oh yeah, you can find it pretty
It's
easily.
backwards.
Yeah, I mean,
or
I
Very
saw,
recent. Yeah, very
I
recently.
well, yeah, I saw when he got benched for D. Russ. That was not a good sign at all.
Yep.
Dang. Okay. Well, for Mavs, kind of, and I can only say that because Joe made me a Lakers fan, and they won that.
This is the first time you
Lakers.
admitted it. Wow. Okay, we got one on board. He was secretly a Laker fan. Didn't want to admit it, but at least you admitted it for the whole world to know now. So you are a Laker
Like the
fan.
Nuggets too. Like, who doesn't like Jokic?
I mean, we're in Denver. That's the only reason you like the Nuggets too.
Okay, cool. So I don't have an actual round robin for you guys for NFL touchdown scores this week. Just people to keep an eye on. Round robin them if you want. I will. I'm just saying I didn't do the normal amount of research because I'm moving tomorrow and my time's been eaten up. But Jonathan Taylor, James Cook, which I'm nervous about, Rico Dowdle, and I'll tell you, I don't know why. Weird feeling. I love Tez Johnson on the Bucks. His opportunities coming up. I know that not Mike Evans, but the other old guy is coming back,
Godwin.
and we'll probably yes, thank you.
He's out.
Probably disappoint is he for this
And
weekend?
Bucky Irving, they're both out, so that's good. Not for my fantasy
Oh my
team,
God, I
but
thought
yeah,
Bucky
that's
was
good.
coming back. So hell yeah, Tez Johnson,
Good call.
100%.
Good call.
It's really good odds. That's all. Don't bet your bankroll. And honestly, if you thought about betting your bankroll, you should check out the Moneyline Hacks website. There's like a whole intro to betting guide. I'm not joking. I made horrible decisions for over a year when I started, and it's just read it. It's very much worth the time. And then let me see what else. I wasn't even finished going through them all. Devontae Adams, honestly. I have him
Automatic.
on fantasy. Exactly. Nonstop touchdown machine. Really glad that they were giving him the ball. And I'm going to leave things at that. We're not going to do the
Yeah.
normal 6-leg, 7-leg things. So keep
Before
an
we
eye on those
end,
guys. Go ahead.
cool. Thank you. Sorry for cutting you off.
All good.
So before we leave things, it says the Rams kicker Sunday versus 49ers will be Harrison Mevis.
Who?
Cardi has been the Rams kicker, but has missed more field goal and extra point attempts this season than any kicker in the league. So if you like the Rams, the kicker potentially will be better.
Yeah, I think he only missed one kick, and it's the big dude, right? Big chunky kicker. I think he missed
Don't
like
be
one
offensive.
kick, and no, dude, just look at him compared to other kickers. Like you'd be like, dude, that dude's a hoss, man.
Yeah, I like Haas better.
But I think he's like missed one out of like 12 or something like that. They snatched him up. Apparently, he's
Yeah.
got a boot on him now.
Got to do what you got to do. Everyone's trying to improve their team at this point of the season. Even the Cowboys. I mean, that's the biggest flag you can see is Jerry's trying. So, yeah, that's the show this week, guys. We're going to say goodbye and cheer everybody on. Check out the Discord if you want the full slate of picks across the board. But thanks everybody for tuning in, watching. It's episode 25, kind of a milestone. Appreciate everybody being here, especially the longtime subscribers. And yeah, I hope you cash. Anyone else?
Go Lakers. 7-2. No LeBron.
Lakers all day.
back.
Yeah, with
No Braun,
Rangers,
no problem.
Rangers for the
No
World
LeBron, no
Series.
problem.
Okay, it's too early for that. All right, have a good weekend, everybody.